Hey guys, so I want to show you something I've created. It's an AI cost calculator. One of the biggest questions I get asked every time we're discussing an AI project is, well, how much is the AI gonna cost me? And it seems like it's a fairly black box in terms of how the AI models calculate different things. So what I've done is try and create a simple model for us to quickly get a handle on how much each one costs. So I've created this calculator. It basically takes a couple of inputs in terms of your usage and sort of gives you an estimated cost. So let's say you've got a software and the number of users that you want to use your system. I'll just say that we've started and we've got 100 users on the system. And if you have each of these users per day, how many times do you expect them to use it? So let's say this is a company like ours, and on average, I would hope my team is using this a good number of times a day. Um, Maybe not that high, so I'll just go ahead and create a custom number. So it's 25 users per day. Not too many documents on average. Each user, I'll say, just does one document a day, sure. And nobody's really doing much photos uploading or generating, but it'll be nice. I'll just say that was one photo. All right, so here's how my costs are coming out to be. So you can see here that if I use the low tier, that's the GPT-4o Mini, um, it'll cost me about $6 a month. That's per month. That's that's it, $6 per month. If I use the mid tier, which is the 4o, which is now the mid tier, but was the reigning champ until just a couple of weeks ago, that's about $100, just rounding that up. And if I use the latest model, which is the O1, which is the cutting edge model, which has advanced reasoning and can do a lot more, apparently, that's about $600 a month. So you can see here, basically the pricing between the low tier and the high tier is about, you know, 1 to 100, which means that for a lot of things you can actually get away with you're using the mini model, and for some things, if you want to just max out on it, then you can use the O1. Now, how did we calculate this? Well, these are basically, it's a simple maths. You just take each of these numbers, multiply them by the number of tokens that go into each of these. And you can see over here, we just assume there's 30 days in a month. On average, each chat interaction takes about 100 tokens. For each document, it's about 2,500. Each photo is about 8,000. So you can see a photo is fairly expensive from that regard. Now the cost for each of these tokens is per million, 0.15, 2.5, and 15. So these are again a mix of our inputs and outputs. And some of these costs obviously will go down over time. So if you find something interesting, you can obviously point that out, and happy to correct it. Again, this is just an estimation, estimates only. Don't hold me to this pricing, and if you find that it's a lot cheaper or a lot more expensive, just keep in mind that prices do change and uses do change, and this is just so you get an initial handling. So hopefully this tool is something that's helpful to you to understand, well, is this something that gives you some clarity in terms of how much your AI costs are going to be, and you can definitely plan around it. A final piece of advice as well is, don't be scared of using the mini model just because it's cheap, and at the same time, don't be scared by the high pricing of the oven model. Different use cases have different needs, and you will find that there are some things that maybe the oven is really good at, but the low tier or the mini model is about 90-95% of what you need for most of the time. And so you'll find that the best way to handle this is use the right model for the right use case. Don't get hung up on, well, I want the Mercedes Benz ride every single time, which is the O1 tier. You can just go for the happy Volkswagen um, when you want to on a daily basis. So cool. Let me know if you find this tool useful, and if you find any corrections, more than happy to hear about your experience, and we'll go from there. Have a great day.